So here's the truth. Motivation always fades. You'll never feel motivated every day, and that's completely normal. So instead of waiting for motivation to magically show up, let's make it easier to stay consistent even on the days you don't feel like it. I'm Lucy Hutchings, registered dietitian, and I'm going to walk you through the same 3 steps I teach my clients to stay consistent, lose belly fat, and feel amazing again without relying on willpower or restriction. Motivation is a feeling, and I like to think of it as kind of like an old boyfriend, right? It's like sometimes they're around and sometimes they're not, like the bad boyfriend, right? So motivation is a feeling. Sometimes it's around, sometimes it's not. It's not a plan. It comes and goes with stress, with hormones, and with the chaoticness of life, especially during the holidays. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to put on my shoes and work out, or make a meal plan, or go to the grocery store, or chop vegetables. And sometimes I'm thinking of my why. I'm really putting in the effort and I'm thinking, what's on my bucket list? What are the things that I want to do in life? I want to be around for my kids. That's really important. But sometimes that's not enough to keep me going. I can't rely on just that feeling. It's of course important and we always go through that, but we need a little bit more than just that willpower or that waiting for that feeling of motivation. And consistency starts when you stop depending on motivation and start leaning on structure. So we need a plan. Here's something to try. Make decisions ahead of time. Plan your meals or your workouts ahead of time, like on Sunday or whatever is the beginning of the week for you. When energy dips, follow the plan instead of negotiating with yourself. When the decision has been made ahead of time, it's much easier to just follow the plan than create a plan in the moment. So I always take some time for me, it's on Sunday, to look at my week, plan when I'm going to be able to get workouts in. I know what day I'm going to do groceries. I know what my meals are going to be. And so if I have that ahead of time, it makes the week a whole lot easier. Then ask yourself, what can I make easier this week? Maybe that means chopping up some veggies earlier, or making your lunch the night before, laying out your clothes, or even playing music to make the chore go a little bit easier. That's a really underused tool, is just playing music when you're prepping for dinner, or when you're doing a workout, or when you're just doing something that maybe you don't really want to do. When you put the music on, it changes the whole mood. So, if dinner always throws you off track, maybe plan a couple backup meals. I call them emergency meals, and I have them always stored and stocked in my house. Something that you can throw together in 10 minutes, and it might not be perfect, but it's going to be better than takeout or drive-through or pizza. So maybe that looks like omelets. Maybe it's rotisserie chicken and some frozen veggies or frozen shrimp. I keep that in my freezer all the time. And you can put it with some frozen veggies. Frozen shrimp, you just run under cold water really quick to defrost it. And then you pop it in the oven and it's like 7 minutes. So even faster than going out for takeout. If you keep these on hand, it's going to help you on those nights that are a little bit crazier. Step 2 is to fix the friction. We want to take out any hurdles or challenges. So if something feels hard, it's not because you're lazy, it's because the environment is working against you. So I have this story that may or may not make sense to you, but I used to hate vacuuming my house. I would always put it off and it just wouldn't happen. And I had to stop and think about it one day. Why is it such a big deal to me? And then I realized it's because I have to go dig the vacuum out of this little closet space, and it was hard to get to, and it was really frustrating. So I moved it. I made it easier to get to it, and that made it easier to get that chore done. So we can think of that with all of the other things that we have to do for our health. Figure out what's getting in the way and then fix it. So maybe with water, it's just that you don't have the right water bottle, or it's just not in sight. So maybe it's getting it filled up ahead of time, or getting a new water bottle, one that holds more water, and putting it someplace that's visible. You can set out your vitamins or your smoothie ingredients the night before, Or keep healthy snacks like nuts and fruit and protein bars where you can see them. And put the trigger foods out of sight or harder to reach spots. Or if you're able to control this, if there's, no one else that's going to fight you on it in your house, just don't bring them in the house in the first place. And then declutter the kitchen counter so it's easier to prep a meal. This one's huge. Try to keep the counters clean. I put all of my appliances underneath the counter, and I had to declutter, I had to give up stuff in order to fit all those appliances under my counter. And that way I have clean counter space to chop veggies and prep meals. So ask yourself, what in my routine or environment makes it harder to stay consistent? And what could I change to make it easier? And then finally, step 3, lower the bar to build momentum. If it's too hard to repeat, it won't stick. So if you've decided on your action step that you're going to do, but it's really hard and it's really hard to keep doing it each day, it's not going to happen each day. You're going to find a reason to not do it. So start small and focus on better, not perfect. Some examples. Instead of a full workout, if that is just too hard and it's not happening, just try a 10-minute walk, maybe after your coffee. Instead of saying, I'm just going to exclude sugar completely and give it up, maybe if that doesn't feel doable to you right now, don't even think about that. Start by adding protein and veggies first. Or if you're struggling with getting all your water in, maybe a goal of 100 ounces is just way too big. And if you just add one extra glass per day, you're going to get to your goal eventually. So these small, consistent actions, they add up. And that feeling of success, it builds motivation naturally. So here's your action checklist that you can grab this handout and you can check these things off with the little check boxes. Choose one area to make easier this week. Maybe that's meals, maybe it's movement, maybe it's mindset, maybe it's getting to bed on time. Identify one friction point and create a fix. Pre-plan your breakfasts or lunches for the week. See how you feel by doing that. Move your body just 10 minutes a day, even walking counts, and celebrate the small wins. Every repetition builds trust with yourself. You have to train yourself and allow your body to know that you are going to repeat this. You don't need to do it all at once. Just start with one step, repeat it, and let it snowball. Consistency doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from making things simpler. All right, if you want more help with staying consistent, first of all, I can give you this guide. It's waiting for you in my free group. So just join the group. The link is in the caption below this video. And if you're ready for personalized support, book a call with me and we can chat. We'll create a plan that fits your body, your hormones, and your life so that you can finally stay consistent and feel amazing again. The link to book that 15-minute call is going to also be in the description below the video. If you want different results, you've got to do something different. It starts with making one small thing easier this week. Thanks for watching.